Good morning guys, welcome to Flory Models Daily Show. Here we are on Monday the 5th of September 2016 and a happy Labour Day to all our US friends. Hope you're enjoying the day off. We had ours last week, you got yours this week. Anyway, at the moment I am backing up, which takes about an hour and a half from everything we did yesterday. So it takes a bit of time to offload all the cards. Normally I do it on a Sunday, but to be honest I forgot. So, into the studio. Say we're all a little bit dark and quiet in here. Everything on, so we get some lights on. Let there be light. To be honest, been doing lots of VR things and everything. So what we need to do is turn on all the lights and move everything, bring everything to life. I am planning on doing a little bit of an upgrade in here. Crikey, that all makes a difference. And what I'd like to do is get everything sorted. One thing, this. Do you remember we did replace this entire light unit because the bulb went? Guess what? Yes, we got a disco. That bulb is literally not very old at all, so I'm not impressed whatsoever. But, to tell you the truth, I do have something coming, hopefully today. Should be today. I've got a thing from the courier saying it's coming, but I'm just not sure with the company. But you can probably hear it. It's pinging away like a good one back there. So we've got a bulb gone behind, which is a real pain in the butt, to be honest. So anyway, thank you very much for all the feedback on Friday. I loved it. You know me, I love just being able to get in and model and do all the bits and pieces like that. So from getting the feedback from you guys saying you loved it and all the rest of it, now I know it is that thing. Yes, it's a basic kit, and I've got people saying, oh, it's all right, it's an easy kit, it falls together, why don't you do something more difficult? Well, I can't do a difficult kit in 4 hours. Let's face it, you can do it, I can't do it. So the whole point is I'll pick something which I can do in 4 hours, or I think I can do in 4 hours, but I didn't know how good that kit was. I didn't know it was going to fall together. I've never built it before. I don't know anybody who has built that kit before, so that's why we did it. It's not like I was doing a band iron. I know you got 2 hours and they all go together in 2 hours, and then you can go around and paint it, which I would like to do. We're going to do some of those coming up very, very soon. But the whole point was also to show some of the newer guys have been saying to me it'd be nice to sort of recap some of the techniques, as in, you know, obviously, you know, just the basics. Obviously getting things off of sprues, putting kits together, the order I do it, which seems to be, you know, a lot of you got a lot out of seeing the actual order that it went together and everything else like that. So that was very nice. So anyway, that'll be it for that one. Tomorrow I'm going to do part 2 of it, which I'm going to live stream in the morning from around about 9 in the morning. Exactly the same. Again, I'm going to have all the big cameras running, which is what that's offloading upstairs now, to be honest, a lot of it. And then what's going to happen is that I will do a live stream version, which you can just watch, but also I'll do a highly edited, polished, cut down version for about 30 minutes from all of that, the highlights, if you like, about using the MRP paints, okay, and using those, so the Mr. Paints and things like that. So then hopefully we can give a very good, or a sort of certainly a non-biased review about how good that product really is. Anyway, down on here we have the Chieftain, which is coming along very, very nicely, as you can see. And also this turned up on Friday. Can you guess what it is yet? I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Shall we have a go? Okay, so anyway, this will hopefully be, if I can do it one-handed, hold on, let me just hack and slash in here. Okay, if I can get in. I am hoping that this will be, ta-da! Now I ordered these off of eBay, and if I can get them out even. A little bit squashed to fit in, but hey ho, whatever works. Here we have, these are the, get them out, thing, come on, label. These are the metal Chieftain tracks. Okay, so we've got 200 tracks and pins. Sorry, we've got 400 pins, great. 400 track plates. So these are actual rubber track plates. Hope the camera's going to focus in on this. All right, so they're 400 rubber ones, which is quite nice, because I suppose you could literally leave them as is and then just flat coat them afterwards and all the rest of it. And we've got this. So these are our tracks, because let's face it, I was just slightly concerned about the quality. Alright, I was terrified of the quality of doing the other ones. And I know a lot of people have done these on the forum. I know a lot of the guys have done this particular kit, or a family, one of the Chieftains from the family that Tackham have done. So I thought, what the hell, I'll bite the bullet and I'll get involved with it as well. So good service from them. I can't remember who I bought them off of, just a small trader on eBay. But there we go, so that's it. all good with that. So you can join me in some episode where I put tracks together, which should be the first time I've ever put together white metal tracks. And obviously we've got some burnishing fluid and the various bits and pieces. I'm hoping I've got some burnishing fluid. Yeah, we've got some AK burnishing fluid and all the rest of it. So we can go through the motions of showing you how to do tracks and everything else like that. So that's all pretty good. Over on the forum, one thing I forgot to mention on Friday, it's one of those things. I got to Friday's show and I thought, I should have mentioned it. Obviously the group builds, it's turnaround time of various bits and pieces. So what you've got down here is the Meet My Metal, which is obviously the aircraft SIG that is currently going at the moment. You can see it just down in here. So obviously I haven't got any final reveals. Basically for this one, it is scroll back to it up here. Okay, this is basically anything aircraft related which has a metal finish, and that does include the silver dope and the high-speed silver finish for aircraft as well. So as long as it's shiny or a good percentage, I don't know if Hans has done a percentage, but most of it has to be shiny. Okay, but the full rules, terms and conditions are up there obviously in the actual forum itself, so you can go off and have a look at that, and it's down there in Meet My Metal SIG. It started on Friday. Normally they start on a Sunday. To be honest, that's what threw me. I don't know quite why we started. I suppose, was it because we started on the 1st? Maybe. But yeah, normally they start actually on a Sunday, and I'm assuming it started Sunday. So that's going to run till Christmas Eve. So it's a nice run up to Christmas. So things like that. Let's have a look at my things that would qualify if you were doing it. Obviously a Lightning, that would qualify. P51, got no lights on in here yet. MiG, got anything else silvery in there? Where is it? Where is, oh there we go. See, that will qualify as well, which we've just done, which is the F104 and everything else like that. So my morning is going to consist of getting on with the actual bit of armour. We're going to be doing the Chieftain. So this morning I'm going to be working on the turret, and then I've obviously around about 11 o'clock I've got to push on, get the editing done, because I haven't done the next bit of edit for that guy over there. Okay, so I'm going to get him edited up and probably completed. I haven't done the reveal photos of that yet, purely because I'm going to show you guys how I do my reveal photos. I get a lot of people asking about, oh, it's complicated and all the rest of it. Trust me, I don't do complicated. What is buzzing? Not only have I got a light out behind me, I've got this is buzzing like hell. So I do believe is this guy. It is. But you can see the difference that makes. Light on, light off. Light on, light off. So that bulb looks like it's on its way out. So it's bulb day today, but as I said, I have got a little bit of a surprise because I've got new bulbs coming in, new LED strip lights, 4-foot strip lights. I bought 2 of them, got them for 40 quid each. I thought it was quite a bargain really, because I've seen them around, they're at 50, 55 quid. So I thought I was 15 quid off, we'll get 2 of them. They're mains powered, but I'm thinking maybe one under the actual shelf here, put one under here, or we put it up here on the ceiling, so it gives us nice light down here, and because it's a daylight bulb and it's twin, it'll diffuse the light. I'm thinking another one up here which will replace the sun, because the trouble with what we call the sun here, this one is what gives the light to the rest of the studio, because without it, if I put this here, you can probably see it's not so bad here, but the rest of the studio is very dark. But if I put it on, obviously it lights up the rest of the studio, so it's great for you to see, but it's not for me to see and all the rest of it. So there we go guys, that's about it for now. Catch me a little bit later on and we'll see how we're getting on. Okay, so I must admit, this morning's gone really, really well. I finished off doing the handles and latches and various things on the photo etch on this bit. Really, really went together really well, no problem at all. And to be honest, we've just finished up working on the turret. We've done the top part of the turret around here. Just the first couple of stages. We've got to put obviously on the stowage bins and the bits and pieces like that. But that's coming together very, very nicely. And I am literally just waiting for this to dry. It's extremely stiff. I mean, stupidly stiff. For the actual gun traverse, this bit will fit in here. And then the gun barrel should sit nicely on the end in here somewhere. Okay, and we've got the rubber bit. And then hopefully, he says, if we've got this correct. Actually, I think it goes more like this. There we go. Then we should be able to get the rubber bit tucked inside. Something like that. It's all going to be a little bit of a squeeze fit down into here. I assume this rubber section we can probably bring up from the inside. Might be an easier way to put this on, but anyway, it will hopefully all fit in there. There we go. That's more like it. And then we'll have a very nice a system where this is all going to come together. If I can get that through. That's probably going to be a pain, but generally you get the idea. I think we're going to be very nice how all that's going to fit together. Should have no real problems on it. Again, all of it has gone together extremely well, no problems at all. Okay, and it is coming together really, really quickly. From the posting, we've had only one small delivery so far today, and I have no idea what this is, so now I do. Okay, so this is, if it's correct, knife, where's my knife? My knife earlier, that's my knife. Okay. So, try not to cut right the way through. This is these guys. Okay, so as you know, we are working on the Dolphin, which is dry now after, actually, to tell you what, it doesn't feel dry, it's amazing. But Steve has got these decals, and the big problem I had was, yes, I could have used the kit decals and borrowed some bits off of him, but I need the markings for around the tail section, and obviously we get the blue and the Coast Guard markings on their own. So technically, we bought these, I got them quite cheap off of eBay, I got them for relatively next to nothing, so that was handy, somebody flogging them off, and I saw them come up and I thought, I'll do that, and it'll just make doing this guy a lot easier. To be honest, I've still got to go around touching all the white work and everything else. Gonna probably give it a gloss coat right the way over everything, just to seal everything in, make it nice, and then I think on Saturday, this Saturday coming is the Saturday show, we're going to be decaling. Okay, so once we've got the decals on, and then we can actually come to a situation, another gloss coat over the top, and then it'll be a case of putting the black work onto it. Once that's done, it'll be then all the little bitty bits as it all comes together. But I know Steve wants us to be decaling by next week, so I'm going to have to get on with that. So those have turned up just in the nick of time, because I was beginning to wonder, because I did order them a little bit ago. Anyway, being Monday, obviously I've got to get everyone's orders out. We've had all the orders from the weekend, all the bits and pieces, so I'm going to do that now, and I'll catch you all on tonight's news show. Okay, so there we go. Pretty good day today. I must admit we've pushed on really, really nicely. Up now for you is part 16, is it? 16? Amazing, we've got 16 of the actual 190 build. Now this is going to cover some more of the little detail-y bits, okay? So we're talking about detail painting, coming in with things like an enamel washes, just sparing here and there, making little marks and things, and then obviously we're weathering in parts which were painted separately and obviously didn't take part in the weathering as it's progressed, so they've been put on. So we're talking pylons, things like that. So those have got weathered in, and generally just going around and making tiny little bits of detail, which is what gives you that depth. And sometimes when you're looking at a model, you can't quite work out why it looks so sort of real, and I think a lot of that is down to depth. You get some models and they're just like painted one colour and it's quite a sort of monotone finish. You lose that sort of scale effect because it needs the depth. Sci-fi is a brilliant example of this, is the way that the guys who do sci-fi stuff and do it well are enable you to sort of make things look far bigger, and the way they do that is by adding layers of depth. Okay, so you're sort of seeing into it and it makes things look bigger. How many times have we all seen things like a big starship or whatever, a big one, and it just looks like a brick, okay? Other ones you'll see that are smaller and seem to look bigger. It's just because your eye is all over the place and it's drawn all over it. So that's exactly what we did on this by taking bare minimum of a tiny little bit of an enamel wash and just putting little bits here, streaks here, marks there, just to sort of give everything that sort of more depth and look and feel to your model. And obviously we've spoken about it before, so please nobody start bombing everything about it. We've got the antenna which we've put on, which is still taut, and even in the when I'm doing it, I'm talking about doing a slack version, but as I said, I have got photographic proof of this aircraft with a taut antenna, so the antenna is staying. So nobody go, it's wrong and all the rest of it. Trust me, we've had this conversation weeks ago. We've been through it, we've battled through it. There's no right or wrong at the end of the day. There are some ones which automatically will have a tight taut line on the top. There's some that are going to have a slack one. This particular one has the extra armor plating behind, so it does have the taut line in there, as we have now found out. So we can put that one to bed. Anyway, that is up for you now. You can have a look at that one in part 16. As I said, if you ever want to know about doing antennas, the easiest and quickest way, which I do it, which is with the old knitting elastic, and then we paint it and we move on with it. So you can definitely have a look at that part now. pushed on, as I said earlier, nicely with the actual part, which is going to be part 2 down here in the actual Chieftain. Still got a lot of work to do on the turret. We need to get that together and everything else. But to be honest, it's coming together very, very nicely. And I am excited about using these tracks because, quite frankly, they've got to be easier than what's in the bag. And somebody mentioned about there's supposed to be polycaps in the bag. Well, I went through these today, having a look for it. I couldn't find it, so there's no extra polycaps. The only polycaps is actually for the barrel. Is actually for the deflection up and down on the barrel. That's what all you get. 2 polycaps for that, so you don't get for the rest of the kit. I think you should have them for the idler and the drive wheels, but apparently you don't. Okay, so that one's down there. Anyway, the next part of that we're going to be up with you on Wednesday, because tomorrow we're going to do part 2 of the SU27. So we're going to be using Mr. Paints. To be honest, it's all moved out of the way, making way for this today. We're going to get it over here. I'm going to do it probably, just thinking the best way. The guys tend to turn up anytime after 4 o'clock for the live show. We usually have dinner together, we have a meal together, and then obviously we're on air, we're live with you. So I'll probably do it in the morning. Now I am going to live stream it in just the same way as we did on Friday. You guys seem to like that. I'm probably going to bite the bullet and do it here instead of in the actual spray booth, just so you guys get an idea of it. It's a small model. I think we're going to be fine with it. I'm quite happy to bite the bullet and do it that way. Okay, so we're going to have it. So we're going to go through spraying the camo work, seeing how it works, how we clean up with it, how good it is of the MRP paints. All right, so we're going to be having a lot of fun with those guys as we make our way through, and then it may be off air, I'll put it just the final bits together, like the gear and all the bits and pieces for the final reveal and everything else like that. You guys seem to love the format it's in, that raw unedited format, but if you prefer an edited format of that, I can do that as well, because I have had all the cameras running. I'm recording for it as well. Luckily they run for 4 hours as well. Okay, so from that point of view is that I can then actually edit it together to a more polished and everything. But it seems to be a lot of you love that sort of raw, you know, feel to it and all the rest of it. So if you do want to watch me live and you're not doing anything tomorrow, then I'm going to be starting probably around about 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. And I'm going to live stream it as always, and then obviously the live stream will go up once it's fully rendered. Now this isn't me, because obviously if it was me I'd edit it and would process it and everything else, but YouTube sits on it then for a good 12 to 24 hours, because they are long video files for them to edit up and all the rest of it. So if you don't watch it live, don't panic, it will be up with you in the next couple of days, and I'll pop it straight up on the site and you can see all about it and everything else like that. In these long boxes behind me, you might notice it's a bit dark behind me. As I say, that bulb's gone, it's dead. So funnily enough, as I was thinking, I was trying to, when I was redoing the studio and the bits and pieces, I was trying to come up with a better lighting source, because we have the sun, which we spoke about earlier, which has a nice new bulb in it now that doesn't buzz, and you know, it's just nothing, it's not practical. It's all great, but I thought there's got to be a better way. So in these 2 boxes, which I must admit I thought were smaller, I have 2 brand new LED daylight systems, which obviously I'm going to talk about and have a play with and see exactly how good they are. The idea being is I was going to have one right above me, so obviously it'll do down in there as well, okay, and then the other one I was going to have on the other side, so we don't technically need to have the sun anymore. We'll probably still need the studio lights down to here, but hopefully it'll give a little bit more all over light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reviewing those at the end of the week, so I'm hopefully going to get them up and ready tomorrow, and we'll see exactly what happens, because you might, you know, when you look around the studio, as I showed you earlier, it's very dark without the sun on, but the sun one, as we call it, which is a 135 watt light bulb on its own, so equivalent to a 500 watt daylight bulb, it's very bright and it's sort of a bit blinding, so we need to take care of that. So I have got those down there, and as I say, for 47 quid they're a complete bargain. Okay, so we'll see how good they are though and everything else, but needless to say, it turned out with them today and I thought, that's a bit bigger. I was thinking I might just stick one under here, but it's a bit bigger than I thought. Anyway, that's enough on me today. I'll catch you all tomorrow. So don't forget, we've got the live show, which is the Tuesday night live show. Okay, with me and the guys are going to be down here. The usual fun, laughter and games. Don't forget that giant box that I've been filling up with all goodies. We think there's probably 300 or 400 quid's worth in there. So remember, just remember, log into the main site today, or definitely before 7 o'clock tomorrow, and as long as you've logged in onto the main site within the last 30 days, you'll be in the draw. I'll get one of the guys to use the random number generator and we'll find out who it is, and we'll ship that anywhere in the world to you. So join me and Steve, obviously, as normal, but all the guys will be here. John's going to be here, Adam hopefully will be here, Sid's even going to be here, and Rob as well. So we've got every full house with us for tomorrow night. So that's going to be at 7 PM live until late. God knows when we finish, you know what we're like here and everything else like that. So till tomorrow morning, join me for spraying up the SU27 with that paint, and we'll have a good look through that. Apart from that, you'll have to wait probably to the end of the week to see the more polished review if you don't watch me live and you're not a member. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. Happy modelling, take care, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.